Arionne Curry is back in the middle of drama once again, and this time her latest post has the whole internet talking. People are saying she might have thrown shade at Martell Holt and even Latisha Scott, and now fans are trying to figure out what the real meaning behind her message was. Whenever Arionne posts something online, people pay attention because her posts are never simple. Even when she tries to act casual or calls something just a normal post, fans always dig deeper and look for hints. And honestly, the timing of this post, the way she shared it, and the way people reacted online all show that something definitely felt off, and that's why this moment is becoming a major topic. It all started with one post from Arionne that immediately spread across social media. The moment people saw her name trending, they knew something must have happened again. Fans began taking screenshots, sharing it in groups, and asking each other what the real story was. And like always, the first person they connected her post to was Martell Holt. It's almost automatic now. Anytime Arionne says anything online, people instantly tie it back to Martell. That's because their history runs deep, their drama has been public, and their connection never fully ends because they share a child together. Even if things seem calm, one post from Arionne can shake everything up again. Martell hasn't been with Melody Shari for a long time now, and Melody has been living her own life, staying focused on her kids, working on her business, and staying positive. But every time Arionne posts something that feels even a little shady, people start talking about Martell and start wondering if Melody is watching from a distance. Melody doesn't respond to anything Arionne does, but fans still pull her into the drama. That's how strong the connections are between all these people. Even silence becomes part of the story. Now, the most interesting part is Martell's reaction, or actually his lack of reaction. Everybody knows Martell loves to clap back. If someone, especially a woman like Latisha Scott or even Marcel Scott, says something about him that he doesn't like, he goes online, he goes live, he responds fast, and he defends himself. But when Arionne posts something bold, messy, or shady, suddenly he is silent. No comments, no lives, no reaction. Fans are noticing this double standard and asking important questions. Why does he avoid responding to Arionne? Why does she get a free pass while other people get dragged? What is going on behind the scenes that we don't know about? When people see this silence, it makes the situation even more suspicious. And we have to talk about the fact that Arionne knows things about Martell that many others don't. She has been around him in personal ways, she has seen parts of his life outside the camera, and she knows secrets that have never made it to TV. That's why her posts always feel deeper than they look. Even a small caption or a simple emoji can make fans think she is hinting at something bigger. And when she deletes a post after sharing it, that just makes it even more mysterious. Fans screenshot everything she uploads because they know her post and delete habit very well. She posts something, lets it sit for a few minutes or hours, then deletes it as if it never existed, but the internet already has it saved. Fans online are now breaking down every single detail of what she posted. They're reading the caption, the date, the pictures, the emojis, everything. People want to know if this was a message directed at Martell or if it was shade aimed at Latisha, or maybe both. Arionne has a long history with Martell, but fans also know that she hasn't been quiet about how she feels toward the women in his life. And because of that, whenever she posts something vague, people automatically start connecting the dots. This brings us to Latisha Scott. Even when Latisha tries to stay unbothered and keeps moving forward with her own life, her name still gets dragged into the conversation. Every time Arionne posts something, people ask, is she shading Latisha? Is she responding to something Latisha said? It doesn't matter if Latisha wasn't involved at all, her name always ends up in the discussion. That's how social media works. When you're connected to someone like Martell or Melody, your name gets pulled in whether you like it or not. Latisha has tried to stay quiet in many situations, but fans watch her social media very closely. They watch what she likes, what she views, what she comments on, and even what she ignores. If she doesn't respond, people say she's bothered. If she does respond, people say she's defensive. No matter what she does, fans twist it into a story. And now, with Arionne's latest post, people are trying to read Latisha's body language, her silence, and her social media activity to see if she is reacting in any small way. And of course, Melody's name gets dragged into this too, even though she tries her best to stay away from all this mess. Melody has been focused on her own life, taking care of her kids, working on her business, and staying positive. But every time Arionne posts something shady that people think is connected to Martell, Melody automatically becomes part of the conversation. Fans want to know if she will respond, if she has something to say, or if she notices the shade. Melody never responds publicly, and that silence makes fans talk even more. They start asking if Melody knows something or if she feels anything about the situation. Now, let's dive into how powerful social media is in all of this. A single post can start huge rumors. A deleted post can create even more questions. Even a like, a comment, or a story view can turn into a new theory. People love to screenshot, share, and analyze, and Arionne knows this. She uses timing, captions, and the post and delete strategy to control the conversation. When she posts something shady, she knows people will talk. When she deletes it, she knows fans will take that as a sign that something deeper is happening. No matter what she does, she stays part of the conversation. Martell's silence is making everything even more dramatic. Fans remember the time when that old phone call of Arionne leaked online, where she suggested Martell was doing things behind the scenes. Martell said nothing. But when Latisha and Marcel said something similar, he responded loudly and publicly. That's why people are confused. Why does Arionne get a completely different reaction from him? Why doesn't he defend himself when she hints at things? What does she know that makes him stay silent? Fans think that silence is suspicious, and it makes the drama even more interesting. And because Arionne and Martell share a child together, their bond is more complicated than the rest. Even if they try to stay away from each other publicly, they still have to communicate privately. That connection means that even when they're not talking online, something might be happening behind closed doors. Fans understand that this complicates the situation, but they still analyze every post to see if there's a hidden message aimed at Martell. Now, let's talk about how this drama spreads to others. When Arionne posts something shady, it doesn't just affect her and Martell. It affects the whole circle: Melody, Martell, Latisha, and even other cast members who aren't directly involved. Their reactions or lack of reactions become part of the story. Fans take small things like a facial expression in an interview, a pause in a live video, or a sudden unfollow and turn it into drama. The internet turns tiny moments into huge storylines. And people are also noticing the timing of Arionne's post. She often posts when things are quiet, almost as if she wants to make sure the drama continues. She knows fans will pay attention. She knows people are waiting for something to happen. And whenever the show seems calm, she drops a post that gets everyone talking again. Fans think she does this on purpose. And honestly, the timing always seems too perfect to be random. Arionne's post and delete habit has become her signature move. Fans expect it. She posts something, deletes it later, and lets the internet do the rest. It keeps her in the spotlight without forcing her to take responsibility for her words. It also leaves space for people to interpret the meaning however they want, and that allows the drama to grow even bigger. Screenshots spread, conversations start, and before you know it, the entire timeline is talking about what she might have meant. Let's also talk about Marcel Scott. People watch her reactions too. Whenever Arionne posts something that affects the whole group, fans study Marcel's online behavior. They notice if she stays silent, if she comments somewhere else, or if she seems distant. Fans analyze every relationship in this circle. Who is siding with who is avoiding who, and who might be quietly supporting someone behind the scenes. This adds even more layers to the drama. Fans don't forget the past either. They remember old interviews, old fights, leaked calls, arguments, scenes from the show, and things that were hinted at but never fully explained. Whenever Arionne posts something new, fans go back and connect it to past situations. They say things like, "This reminds me of when she said this in the past," or "Is she hinting at something Martell did before?" That's why the drama always feels fresh and complicated. It's not just one moment, it's a whole history that people are connecting together. And the bond between Arionne and Martell makes everything